It's good. It's good. Yeah, yeah.
You are able to connect?
Yeah, yeah, I'm connecting. Hey, who's that? Hey, Lady Sarah. Angel. Okay, we're gonna begin with some music. Hi, Max. How are you guys? John. So, I just actually got my Edge 3 Plus. And this is, who's it? Hi, Punit. I always order this. I love this because it has no added sugar. And I always drink it every day because it's really good for, it's an antioxidant. So anyway, while we're waiting for others, I'm gonna make my Edge Plus. Because I promise you, every week I'm gonna show you something, some of the products of our company that we have that probably you've not used yet. So Vicky is here. Hi Vicky. Toast. It's good. It's very good. Okay, I want you to play some music here while we're waiting for others. Good morning. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are. It's nice to be back. This is our weekly IG Live with Sriman Japadas. And I always start with music I make. I've been making AI music right now, mainly on a lot of the mindset thinking. I put it on a lyric thing. So this song right now, actually I made it from the principle of the chakra, which I'll explain to you a little bit later on. Okay? In fact, that would be our topic today. It would be an amazing topic to start our week. Hi, Pari. Mr. Success. How are you guys? One of my dreams is to see you, Haribol. Shrista Sharma. Good morning.
I am what I think.
I am what I think.
Feel what I feel. I create what I love. I speak what I see. I declare what I see. I see what I speak.
Hi, Priyanka. Yeah, it's a beautiful music. Thank you.
I understand the truth. I see things as they are. I am spirit soul.
Hi, Rasha.
Start with I am spirit soul. Start with I am blissful. Start with I am.
Hi, Aditya. Haribol. I'm starting with a little music before I begin my IG live, so it gives time for people to come in. Haval, how are you? Shama, salam. The music name is I Am. So it all begins with I am. What you think you are, which I will explain later. It's an amazing a pathway. It's actually a pathway. It's something that we have to create for us to, what we want to reach, what destination we want to reach, we have to begin with I am. That's the foundation, which I will explain after the music. Start with I am. Yeah, it's a bit soulful, the music. Hi, Sharfun, Haribol.
I am complete.
I'm co-
I am spirit soul. I am spirit soul.
Okay, Bobby Hart, I am. Yes, that is the basic fundamental. In fact, if you are. Anyway, let me begin by telling you that 30 years ago, I just learned one change. I just had one change of a mindset when I met my partner, and you know who that person is. I was walking with him, and he started asking me. Basically, he asked me a simple question. He said, "Japa, are you financially free?" And I said, "What?" Like, I never heard that word before. I never even heard the statement financially free. I say, is there such a thing? Like, what does it mean to be financially free? I asked. So he simply, well, like when you go to a restaurant, and he was like putting it in a very layman's language. When you go to a restaurant, what do you look at? The prices or the actual menu, the food you want to eat? Then I go, well, I hardly go to a restaurant, but I know every time I go to a restaurant, especially with my family and with some, guests with me, some relatives, I'm always worried about, how much I have in my pocket. And I always look at the prices, what I will be ordering. And that's just been, it's just been like that for me for quite many, many years, okay? When I go shopping for shoes or for clothing, I look at the price. Can I afford this? So he was telling me that it means you're in a poverty mindset. I said, what do you mean poverty mindset? You mean you're thinking poor, he said. I was like, okay, what should be my mindset then? I asked him. You should be thinking that the possibility that you could be wealthy. Have you ever think that to be wealthy is even a possibility? I never thought about that. I never actually thought about that. That how would it be possible for a person to be wealthy? Because that's kind of like how, if you look at the world we live in today, okay, the world we live in today is that pretty much we were taught to go to school. There was a set programming to actually keep us thinking that we could never be successful and rich. Because I remember when I first met a very wealthy person in the Philippines. He's a tycoon. Okay, I would not name him. He's a very, very rich person, wealthy person. And I asked him how can I become successful like him? Okay. And basically he told me that first you should not get a job. And it was like a whole different, like what? Getting a job, that's what we were taught. He said, yes, that's what you were taught in the university, in the school, that you should get a job. That's just how it is. So and he was explaining to me that the wealthy people, especially in the early ages, really created a program to make majority of the people remain poor, like slaves. Why? So that they could actually control. And that's really the whole game of what life is today, right? And I don't know if you're going to agree with me, life is really like a game. And just like in any game, there are losers and winners. And in fact, majority of the people in the planet are stuck in this mindset of losing, because they've been programmed for many, many generations from their great-grandfather that they are just poor. That's how they are. That's how it's going to be, right? From their forefathers, their farmers, their horse trainers, or whatever businesses they have usually is passed on. And so this programming was passed on that I am just a poor man. And similarly, I was thinking like that. because my father is not rich. He's also like trying to make ends meet. And I thought life, that's kind of like the whole general thing that to be wealthy is something that you get lucky with. Either you win a lottery or something like that, and it's like for certain type of people who could be lucky. Until, like I said, I met my friend 20 years ago, and he started asking me questions that made me somehow think that, hey, it is possible. He made me believe that it's actually possible to think wealthy, to change my mindset. And that was just that one word really broke the thing for me. And starting that time, I started seeing so many possibilities that I've never seen before. Possibilities because I was not looking for it. You understand this? So what we look for and what we believe we are become us. So this song that I actually just created was very much what do you call this? I was inspired by you heard of the chakra? Yeah, the chakra. There's 7 chakras. Of course, this is very famous in yoga, but I'm sure you could check it out later on. Okay, what are the chakras? Chakras are like wheels. So they say we have these 7 chakras in the body, and these different chakras vibrate a particular frequency, and it is like a pathway towards enlightenment or understanding. So what you understand today, basically on your head chakra, because the head chakra is the mantra here, I understand or I know. That's the top chakra. But whatever is here right now, your top head chakra, right, is very much affected on the first chakra. The first chakra is I am. See, I am. That's the mantra of the first Kundalini chakra is I am. So it is very common. So what we say I am, okay, that vibrates to the second chakra. And what is the second chakra? Is I feel. So I am, I feel. Then the third chakra is I create, I do. Okay, and your fourth chakra, I love. Right? Then the fifth chakra is I speak. Sixth chakra, I see. And the last chakra, the seventh chakra, is what is called I understand. So what do you say I am today? Of course, so many people have their different I am. People would say, I am angry. So then you would feel angry. And what would be your creation? It's a disaster. And you would not be loving, you'll be hating. And what you speak would always be negativity based on that anger chakra that you started with. I am angry, or I am jealous, I am envious. So if you stay in the lower chakra, okay, if you stay in the lower frequency of chakra, that's what you're going to be vibrating in your pathway channel to your understanding. And what would be your understanding? I am poor, I am nothing. Okay, I'm dumb, I'm stupid. Because that's why the programming is so important. And you might not realize it, but we have been programmed by our parents, and they tell us things that mindlessly they never thought of. That they would tell you, like I remember hearing someone when I was a kid who would call me stupid. So you start thinking that becomes I am stupid, right? People say that I am stupid. So then what would you feel? You would feel stupid. And what could you create with your stupidity? Stupidity. And what would, it's just like, and that becomes your whole understanding. You don't know anything. Why? Because I'm dumb, I'm stupid. That's how you were programmed. Now the thing is, why were you programmed this way? I don't know. It's basically to control. They will program you to be afraid. I am afraid. I am poor. So to actually be wealthy and to be successful, you have to be very, aware of what you tell yourself who you are. What I am, what you tell yourself. Of course, in the yoga process, it is said that the highest frequency of I am is I am spirit, because the spirit is eternal. But see, in applying that in the day-to-day, we do have certain I am that we say we are. And we become that person we say we are. So it's a very simple change of a mindset. Okay? So poverty is not a birthright at all. Okay? It is a type of programming that people above us, or whoever that is, especially the world. I remember I was just reading that there was a time in China that they were controlling people by giving them opium. And it's like, what? It's like, because there's like, it's a big population. They don't know how to control them, but to drug them out. So that's the type of programming, and these people are just so drugged out. So there's no rebellion, and the people on top gets to control a whole nation. Right? In India, I heard Bollywood, right, was how people were controlled at the time. There's like 5-hour, you sit down, the masses of people would sit down on a cheap Bollywood movie for 5 hours, just sitting there and listening and watching those the entertainment. It just dumbs them. They don't get to see what they could become. See? So, it's like this whole programming is just so big that we're not even aware of it. That the game is to get out of this past programming we have. The past programming, you got to analyze, what was the programming that was set with me? What was that programming that I have to get out of with? Right? Any programming that's in the lower frequency, okay, would not be beneficial for you. If you want to be truly successful and wealthy, and it's not about your income, right? You don't have money today, it's not because of income. You don't have money today, you're poor today because you have a poor mindset. You have a poverty mentality. You trade your time for money. But wealthy people don't trade time for money. They make money work for them. It's a whole different game. See? It's a whole different game. So it doesn't really matter there's so many businesses today. Of course, network marketing, what we've been doing, guys, it's one of the most amazing business. And this is really what truly took me out of poverty, is when I started network marketing, because network marketing it's scalable, and business is all about scalability. And I also know when I started network marketing that time that I have something to share. I have a solution to the biggest problem in the planet, because business is all about providing a solution to a problem. And in network marketing, we have the biggest solution for the biggest problem in the planet. And what is the biggest problem in the planet? Poverty. Right? Majority of the people in the planet are poor. Right? Why? Because of the kind of mindset programming. So providing money would not make someone rich, but providing them an actual education. Right? And this is where network marketing concept, network marketing principle comes in, because it comes with cash, but it comes with a lot of whole mindset or a paradigm shift. It comes with a whole lot of training. So if you're not training yourself, if you're not focusing on changing your mindset today, forget about the money, because the money would be useless without that mind shift. You got to have that paradigm shift, because it's a whole different game. To be in the, that wealthy mindset is a whole different game, right? Wealthy people, they don't see taking risk. For them, it's fun and game, right? They don't think of losing. Losing for them is a tuition fee. Failure is like a disaster for poor people. But when wealthy people fail, they see it as okay, that was my tuition fee. Just like I remember the first time I lost $1 million, I couldn't get out of bed. I lost $1 million and from an investment, okay? And when I saw my partner right now, he just, you know what he told me when I told him I was like literally crying because I lost $1 million. You know what he told me? Japa, that's the most expensive tuition fee you ever had. That was the most expensive. You're like, it's more expensive than an MBA. That's your MBA, he said. And I was like, what's wrong with you? But which is actually true. From that experience, I've learned a lot. So see, you could see the different way of thinking. There's a whole mindset between, that poor thinking. And it's not about, and I'm not trying to be arrogant here, trying to judge people who are poor. No, it's not about that. Being poor is not about not having money, right? I've met a lot of wealthy people who currently doesn't have money, but the way they think is totally different. And so that's what I want this whole, you do have right now a vehicle to be successful, and that is the network marketing vehicle. This vehicle is very powerful. But see, just like any powerful vehicle, right? If you're driving a Ferrari, you cannot be driving at like 10 kilometers an hour and keep on stepping on the brakes. That's not how you drive a fast car. Okay, it takes a whole different mindset to drive a fast car. And that's what you need to learn. And it's one step at a time. It's one step at a time. And that's what you need to fascinate yourself. How can I change my programming, my mindset today to a whole new set of programming? And this is really what it is all about. So if you really want to learn more about this, guys, you could directly message me, right? I'll be very happy. I'm your upline. I take it you're a financial advisor. Call me whatever you want, but definitely I had a whole 30 years of experience and the ups and downs of that. But keeping that mindset is the most important thing you could ever have, because you could be totally, there's just no disaster in life that you cannot solve. There's just no problem in life that you cannot solve if you're not, if your mindset is just in the right space. It's all about always coming up with solution, and even how big the problem is, right? I would spend maximum 5 minutes to look at a problem. After that, okay, the rest I'll be focusing on coming up with a solution. So I circle my problem and I come up with so many solutions, 10, 20 solutions. And as soon as I come up with even one solution, that humongous problem just disappears. Because I immediately connect. I immediately connect to that, infinite. They call it the infinite mind, that would, where your creativity comes, right? And that mindset is what we need. Because without that mindset, because that higher mindset, that paradigm shift, that mindset of wealth, that mindset of richness is connected up here. The mindset of poverty is connected down. Is connected in that area of fear, connected in that area of anger, jealousy, betrayal, all of those things. People who would betray you, people who would just cheat you, all of those things is because they don't have the confidence to be successful. So they think that cheating or betraying someone or stealing from someone is the way to be wealthy. No. Be ashamed of yourself. That's not how you're going to be wealthy. Being wealthy is about connecting on that higher frequency of sharing, frequency of inspiring people, frequency of just sharing and teaching, that change of mindset, a whole changing of programming that would make people successful. And I'm very thankful. I'm very grateful to my upline, because he taught me one thing at that time. He made me believe that I could be a wealthy person. That's all. He basically just opened my eyes to the possibility that I could become wealthy. And I stuck to that. Right? He even in the beginning, I could not speak. I mean, this is a dream for me, speaking live, to people I don't even see right now. Okay, trying to inspire people right now. This is a dream to me because I remember I would not even go up on stage at that time. But my partner, he told me, he told everybody, right? I was not speaking before. I remember I was at the back, there was like 1,000 people on a business presentation, and he started calling someone a master of one-on-one. And I didn't realize that he was like referring to me, that I was the master of one-on-one. So it was the first time in my life I went up on stage because my partner told me I was the master of one-on-one. So I walked the talk. I walked what he said. And because somebody believed in me, I begin to see. I begin to see. And I started believing, because believe, then you'll see. You don't see first to believe, but you believe, then you'll be able to see your potential. So what I want you to start really rethinking right now is I want you to believe in yourself and your capability and your potential to be successful. Your potential to be wealthy is all there in you. All you need to do is believe, and the seeing comes. So you open this channel. I believe, right? You would feel, right? You would create that belief, right? And you would love whatever comes with that belief. You will be speaking that. See? You'll be seeing it, and you'll understand that. And that is the flow. A very simple flow. It's really simple. I could explain to you more, but we're not going to speak too long. It's been 30 minutes right now. So I hope you guys enjoyed this talk. It's a bit rushed, but I have so much to share with you on how to be successful in life. Thank you so much, guys, and I will see you again. And happy networking, happy building relationship. And I would, see you again. Thank you so much. Namaste. Haribol.